medical leave to spend a year in treatment.
Woo!
Woo! Right? Yeah, mental health treatment. So mental health, she's become my muse, my mistress, my mother-in-law, if you will. And so I wanted to bring a little comedy to it. If this show is anything, it is a little uncomfortable. So, buckle up. Trigger warnings were on the board outside, but I will go over them again just in case. Take care of yourself. There will be mentions of suicide, self-harm, child abuse, alcoholism, and eating disorders. All funny. All funny though. And one depiction of suicide, cartoonishly. All right. So enjoy the show. Take care of yourself. Goodbye. With you, Hannah. What brings you to residential treatment?
I'm in treatment because I feel really empty. The people in my life keep walking out and I just don't care. Except with certain people. Like most people, if they disappeared, I wouldn't bat an eye, but if my girlfriend went on vacation for 2 days, I would lose my mind. I don't know. I get really angry all of a sudden, but then I get this crushing sense of overwhelming sadness. I don't know what makes me feel that way.
How do you handle those feelings?
I cut my arms.
Okay. What brings you to do that specifically?
Well, if my girlfriend doesn't text me back, I start to think that she hates me and that she's going to leave me and that I'm never going to find love again. And I spiral and I get really angry at myself for being so unlovable. And that's the only form of release.
All right, Hannah. It seems to me that you may have borderline personality disorder. There's no specific medication for BPD, but we can try to use medicine to target the mood swings and depression you're experiencing. I'm going to start you off on 300 milligrams of lithium morning and night, and then we can check in again in 2 weeks.
Okay, thanks, Dr. Clark.
Been here.
So should we just wait? Or...
Yeah.
Okay. Jamie, what's your favorite color?
Oh, it's been changing.
Hello! Sorry I'm late. My tie got stuck in the whirlpool toilet they installed.
Oh yeah, those have a real whirl to them. Really strong flush. No poop gonna go unflushed in that thing.
Okay, so the reason I brought y'all here today is because our dorms are seriously outdated, and I want to keep kids and families safe.
And by safe, you mean safe from themselves, right? Because that's our specialty.
Yeah, I just didn't want to say it like that.
Well, don't be scared. That's what we do.
Oh yeah, we're the suicide pros. All right, let's get in there.
Alrighty. Right off the bat. Jamie, could you stand on that chair right there?
Oh, yeah. Oh no, way too sturdy of a chair.
Too sturdy?
Now notice how Jamie was just able to hang herself and now she would be able to kick the chair from out of her.
We make unkickable chairs. You'll need about 1,000 of those.
Wow, I see why you were so highly recommended.
Of course. Now let's look at that sprinkler up there.
Oh yeah, way too sturdy of a sprinkler system.
Oh yeah.
I I'd wrap a rope around that quick.
Especially with all the homework we hear you guys have.
That was good. Wow, yeah, even the fire alarms too, yeah.
Okay. No more fire alarm, no more sprinkler. This is good.
And I see you're giving your kids access to electricity.
Bold of you, okay? You're gonna have to go no outlets.
Yeah.
No power at all.
Yeah, crank radios are in.
Okay. What about the microwaves and fridges that we supply? The kids love that. It gives us a real edge in the application season.
Oh yeah. Beep, boop, 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 boop. Oh, I'm gonna make some popcorn.
Wrong! She just put 10 minutes on that microwave.
And now I'm gonna sit here for hours waiting for the radiation brain cancer to get me.
What? Kids do not do that.
Yeah, they do, sir. Yeah, they do.
And I assume, I've read the stats for your school, and it's really short.
Yeah, we're talking about 5'7", below 5'7" on average, right?
I didn't know we provided height stats.
Hey, keep up, James. We're saying these lofted beds gotta go, okay? Beds too tall, students too short.
That's understandable.
Of course. And then let's look at the mattresses themselves. Just gonna cut one open. Oh!
Springs!
Springs!
Oh yeah, you wouldn't even have to sharpen that bad boy to get a real.
Oh, okay. So no springs, but we can't afford memory foam.
You can afford our luxury extra thick yoga mats. Just pop them on the ground.
No bed frame!
Yeah, no bed frames. Too dangerous. Like I was saying, just pop the yoga mats on the ground. It gives a real boho vibe. The students are gonna love it.
No bed frame, no mattress. Wow, we really care about our students here.
Yes, of course. And we're gonna be going windowless, right?
Of course.
Of course.
All right, well, that seems to be all the noticeable hazards I'm seeing.
Well, feel free to take all the time you need. Have we thought about everything?
Oh wow. These closet doors look heavy, like really heavy.
And?
Okay, if I have to spell it out for you, they will stick their head into the closet, bang the closet door on their neck, and hit the pressure points.
I don't know, Jill.
See, okay, yeah, it's not doing much damage with my own hip. Jamie, could you come? Oh, could you come?
Okay. So that's assisted suicide.
Okay.
And that's legal here.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That's okay, right?
Yeah, no problem. Wait, I'm getting some momentum now, guys. This is gonna work. Wait, I think.
Oh, Jill.
So no closet doors.
Okay. We've got pages to go through, guys. Hello. I'm Haley. You guys all know me really well. Something you should know about me even more is every time I meet people, they're like, wow, you are a woman who has lived many lives. Like, you seem like you would just have a lot of experience in so many areas. And I'm like, wow, you read me. Because I'm only 19 and I've had 8 jobs, so I'm worldly as hell. I started working at 15 as an HR assistant, and after that it's been like just minimum wage nonsense jobs that I enjoyed too much, but not enough to stay, obviously. I get really obsessed with my jobs. I don't know if that's normal. Like, I have like lifestyle changes and like new passions every time I work somewhere. My third job, loved my third job. when I pass, I want you to cut my body vertically, of course, and then cremate that half and then spread the ashes at the Gilbert, Arizona Yankee Candle. Put them in the candles, and then the customers will be able to smell the best damn thing to ever happen to that Yankee Candle, and I also think I would smell good. Boom. I was the best saleswoman to grace Yankee Candle. The main demographic is just like older women with money that they need to spend before they die. And so why buy one candle for $30 when you can buy 8 for $200 is what I'd say. And it works. And it's a good investment for the family because those will get inherited by someone. And then, I don't know, that dead mom's daughter-in-law will get them, and then she'll burn them, and then her husband will be reminded of her dead mom. That's the energy I brought to the Yankee Candle, okay? I was creating lifetime customers that went around generations. Anyway, I love that job. I would regularly have dreams about my shifts. Like my dreams would be like surpassing my sales goal and finding people they're forever sent. And those dreams started to work their way into my real life because hello, it's a mental illness show. I have anxiety hallucinations. Oh. And when I was younger, it would be just like people from TV shows or just like figures when I was in high stress scenarios. I went through most of my tweenhood without them, but then bam, I started working at Yankee Candle because I love my job, but I was way too fucking invested in my job, and I would literally start to like tweak and like shake if I couldn't sell $500 worth of candles. I get like physically hostile if people didn't want to add on an air freshener. And that's what happened is I would start going around my house and it would just like come into my head, do you want an air freshener with that? Can we add an air freshener to your order? They're only $3. And then also one beautiful thing that you get to do when you work at Yankee Candle is you wrap up all the candles in tissue paper. It's really nice. Because they just roll on the tissue paper. And I would pretend like I'm wrapping candles, but not pretend because I thought I was wrapping candles and I thought I had to wrap them fast. And that would only happen when I was really anxious. And whenever I was really anxious, it was a math class because I'm so bad at math. And so I'd be in math class wrapping candles, which you like can't explain to your peers. You can only like tell it 2 years later in 408 and hope that people find it funny. I also worked at 3 different grocery stores in my life. The most stressful one by far was Target.
Yeah.
Yeah, has anyone worked at Target?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hell. I worked as a seasonal worker. Whoa.
Yeah.
Bad choice. I was on like mobile pickup, so you put in an online order and I'd go pick out your stuff from the store, but I don't shop in Target. I don't know how to find things. I'm just supposed to find them. What? So I couldn't find anything, and then I'd click can't find. And then you wouldn't get your items. I don't know like what time period it was where women were supposed to gather, but I would be so bad at it, and I would just die berryless. It's a time situation. You're given 30 minutes to find all the items. And I never hallucinated about Target, but I did hallucinate in the Target because I was so fucking stressed about finding people their grocery items. And so one time I had to climb up on this ladder to like the very top shelf of the stock room. And I'm 6 feet tall, guys. Like, add 6 feet to what you see. Like, I could fall right now. It's really scary. Ladders are horrifying. And I would, like, fight that to find people, like, their toys, because all the toys are on the top shelf. So I was trying to find this toy, and I, like, was shuffling through things, and I couldn't find it. But then, bam, there were cameras on me, and I had to film a Target ad. And I was really working on this Target ad, and I couldn't stop. And I was on that ladder for about 20 minutes, filming that ad and finding the right angles. And that person never got their order. But they did get an idea of a really goddamn good Target ad. Target should have let me put that up, but instead I resigned that day because I knew they were gonna fire me the next once they found out that no one was getting their orders that day. What did I do next? Oh, I was also a baker. I worked at this restaurant and I was like in the back making their ciabatta and their sourdough, but I was bad at that. I didn't have any experience. So they put me on like the cooking line, which was so like scary because I'm also like can't cook. And so, let's find out. But like so I'd always get like yelled at by my manager whenever I was like scooping things or like seasoning things because I wasn't doing it. I don't know, it was a new restaurant and he really wanted things to be in his vision. The place has closed down since. And I am built like Kendall Jenner, but I cut like her too. I can't cut for shit, like your cucumber video or whatever the fuck. And they always get mad at me because they give you these huge like ass knives and I was like doing so bad and they would like really get angry because they said it was a safety hazard, but I think they were just abusing the minor worker, beautiful woman at the store. And so I would like be working on the line and I would think that my manager was there yelling at me, but he was never there, the place closed down. And so I would think that he was yelling at me when he wasn't, and to this point I would like work myself to tears over things he was saying to me that weren't happening. I would like, well, he wasn't saying these things, but he must have been like a really bad dude because like why would I just make up like him yelling at me, your ciabatta loaves are flatter than your ass, did you even add yeast? That's the day I cried at the mixing bowl. But like he must have wanted to say that because like I don't hear things. Right now I work with dogs, which is awesome, and I love it, and I love the dogs like they are my own, which sometimes they are in my head. And sometimes they're hanging out in my room and sitting on my lap. Biscuit's on stage. Get off stage. I'm really anxious about this performance. It's not the time for a dog to be in there. How the fuck did he get into TTS? I don't know. Anyway, I'm looking for someone with a really good work ethic and a hot bod to take me in, because I am obviously not meant for the high-stress scenarios of basic minimum wage jobs. My body is obviously making that clear. Thank you.
Yeah, so life's been really hard lately and I just don't know how to fix it. So I thought I'd turn to the spirits for help.
You are in the right place. We are going to figure out what's making that brain so foggy, and we're going to set it just right.
Amazing. So, how do we start?
Well, just hand me your hands, and I'll tell you what I see.
Okay.
Oh. Whoa.
What is it?
Your hands.
What are they saying?
Nothing yet, they're just so smooth.
Huh?
They're like a baby's bottom.
Oh, is this cutting into our time?
What's your regimen? These are the hands of a woman who has a regimen.
I use lotion. I don't know, but that's not really my issue. I'm having a lot of anxiety.
Oh, frankly, someone with this soft of hands shouldn't be complaining about anything.
I mean, that's sweet of you, but I'm really, really nervous, and it's like I can barely leave the house, so I'm just wondering what my palm says.
It's like you sit around all day and let grapes be fed to you. It's like you've never worked a day in your life.
Is that my future? You're saying I'm gonna be relaxed and free?
It's like you let these sit in a vat of sunlight every morning and let the feeling of walking up to the pearly gates seep into these pores.
Oh, heaven? Holy shit, am I gonna die? Oh my god!
No, it's like you take God's tears and strip them of all the holiness and beauty and put it into some type of oil to make them feel biblically this amazing.
I should seek God? I don't know if I can.
No. These hands are church enough. So
Smooth, do you feel it? What am I paying you for? How do I keep myself safe? What is my future saying?
70 milligrams of Lexapro.
Kate, nice to meet you. What brought you here?
Required by the court to go to jail. For this to jail.
I see. And how did you end up in court?
Shoplifting. I hit the $1,000 limit at Target.
Why were you shoplifting? Did you need the items?
I took 12 bottles of Viagra. I didn't need them. It's just like something comes over me when I'm in a store.
And how did it make you feel to take that Viagra?
Like drinking water after exercising, immediately relieving.
Interesting. Do you ever have mood swings?
I mean, I get emotional, but it's all tied to the stealing.
Sounds like some intense mood swinging. I'd imagine your relationships are pretty volatile.
I keep the stealing a secret if I can. Everyone thinks I'm normal. I think I'm a kleptomaniac. I've been doing some research and...
Oh no, you've definitely got borderline personality disorder.
What?
Yeah, most classic case I've ever seen. I'm putting you straight up to 600 milligrams of lithium. 3 times a day. Might calm all the BPD up in there.
Huh?
I'll be putting you on suicide watch too.
I'm not suicidal.
Yeah, you're just saying that so I'll leave you unattended and then you can end it all. I know what you BPD-ridden freaks are. I'm gonna assign you a staff member to follow you around for a month, and then we can check in again. Don't forget your lithium.
Hey guys. I don't know if I look drastically different, but I cut my hair. Yeah. 4 inches, which kind of prefaces why I'm in this show. It was a complete impulse decision. Let me justify my mental health issues for you now. I have high functioning anxiety and depression and probably some other things. And the problem is I kind of want other things too. So we might have to figure that out. So like genetics, my parents also passed on their mental illnesses. My dad is super, super depressed. And my mom is an Aries. Pause for laughs. Thank you. And my dad actually comes from a long line of mentally ill people, but they're too religious and old-fashioned to seek professional help. So they make it everybody else's problem. To make a long story short, and listen carefully to these names, my great-grandfather, Ivan, was abused by his father, and he projected that onto my grandmother, Deb, who projected that onto my father, Jeremy. And then my grandmother, in an episode of what I suspect was mania, had a one-night stand with my grandfather, Dean. And because at that time you kind of had to get married, like when y'all slept together and got pregnant, they had a very long and unhappy marriage that resulted in divorce. Anyway, so let's go to my dad, yeah? He was pretty fucked up in his childhood. And a few months ago, I went home to see my dad for his 47th birthday, which also marked 7 years of sobriety. Yay! Cheers for Jeremy! He was or is an alcoholic. I don't really know like the past and present version of that. The only thing that I can think of to compare that to is a sex offender. Like once a sex offender, always a sex offender. But I don't really want to speculate on that, so I'm going to stop there. My dad is not a sex offender. He's an alcoholic. Part of the reason my parents are divorced is because of my dad's struggle with alcoholism. And I think that you can tell that I'm a product of divorce because up until senior year, last year, of high school, I would punch people when I got mad at them. I lacked self-control and I would hit people really hard and it would take a toll on my relationships. This is because I do not know how to express my emotions appropriately. My parents did not hit me. This is because my mom was passive and my dad was an alcoholic. Okay. So my dad did a lot of awesome things while he was drunk, and I'll tell two of my favorites to you now. He's a musician, so he loved to play me music when he was drunk, and he would play me All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey. Beautiful song. He would tear up and he'd gush about how young Mariah Carey was when she wrote that song, almost like how young I was when I was parentified because my father was absent. Burn. Okay. Next one. When I was 11, I ate an entire sleeve of Thin Mints because I was 11 and I didn't know what nutrition labels were. My dad found out, he yelled at me about serving sizes, threw the box, and started crying. But strangely, my father wasn't the one who made me scared to eat Thin Mints. It was my mother, because every time we go into Panera and she sees the bakery case, she goes, "That's diabetes." Yeah, I had an eating disorder. But luckily, I'm able to eat pretty normally now, but I don't think I'll ever be able to think about food normally, or at least until my mom is dead. My mom's not a bad person. She's just heavily entrenched in diet culture. My dad's not a shitty person either. 7 years ago, he cleaned up his act. He went to rehab on his birthday. He quit drinking. He quit tobacco. And then he also quit his stable teaching job to become a musician. And because that doesn't pay the bills, he door dashes. So when I went home, I paid for dinner. And over the course of our dinner, I talked about my friend with daddy issues who needs a lot of validation. And he asked if that's the reason I do comedy. So guys, if I learned one thing that day, it's that my dad wasn't a heavy drinker because of his traumatic childhood, but because he wanted me to be a comedy arts major. Thank you.
Hey babe, I wanted to talk to you about something.
Do you want to hop on voice chat?
No, texting is fine right now.
Okay. I wish we could just talk in person. All this distance is so hard, but I'm so glad we met in that Twitter space, babe. I'm always thinking about how grateful I am for you.
That's sweet. That's actually what I wanted to talk to you about. This distance is really hard for me, and I don't know, I think I just need a more physical relationship.
Oh, period.
And I love you, but I hope you understand and we can just be friends again. Are you there? I'm sorry if this is sudden.
I can't believe this.
What?
You know I'm in a really dark place, RN. I trusted you.
I know, I'm sorry, Ash.
I want to die, period.
Ash, what are you saying?
You were the only person who wanted me around.
That's not true.
I deserve to hurt.
Wait, what are you saying?
I'll have to remember to reset how many days clean I am.
No! Don't say that! Just talk to me!
I don't want to burden you. I'm gonna go up to my room.
Oh my god, no. We can work through this. Come on, just think about Evan Hansen. He will be
No one wants me around. I think everyone would just be so much happier when I can disappear. Up here I can see the whole city. I just want to disappear.
Please, no! You know that's not true. You are so amazing, and think about all you have to look forward to. Your grade 8 promotion is just a month away.
Without you, none of it even matters. Safari, picture of slit wrist. Happy paste, sent.
Oh my God, is that right now?
Yes.
Seriously? Please go get your mom and clean up your arm.
I don't want to hurt. I deserve it.
Ash, please tell me you are getting someone to help you. I need to know that you're okay. Please. You're really scaring me. Are you there? Is your mom there? Are you talking to her? Seriously, I need to know that you're okay. I think I should call the police. I just want you to be safe.
Don't call the police! I thought I could trust you.
I won't. What can I do? What are you doing now?
There's nothing you can do. I'm too broken.
That's not true. You have so many people who care about you.
I'm not enough for the only person I care about. So there's no
Order for Ash?
But you have so much to live for. You have so much life ahead of you. Nothing is forever. We're only 14. I know it's so hard right now, but everything is fixable. Death is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. You will get through this. You're the strongest person I've ever met. I don't want to make you hurt yourself. This is all my fault. I shouldn't have been so selfish. We don't have to break up.
I love you, babe. Thanks for saving me. I'm over here now. My name's Charlotte, and this is my pregnancy journey at age 16.
Bro.
Alright, disclaimer. This presentation has spoilers to Gilmore Girls.
No!
When Gilmore Girls and you're in the life, so please laugh at your own risk. Right? Alright, my journey begins in 2016. I watched Gilmore Girls for the first time, and it quickly became the most important thing to me. I've watched the season finale for the first time at my grandma's house and was quoted saying, "This is the most important thing in my life. I think I might love it more than people." And then it only grew from there. I also figured out that ship culture was the most important thing to me in the world. This is Logan Huntsberger. This is Rory Gilmore, her Yale boyfriend, and the correct choice. Thank you. So flash forward to 2020. I'm stuck in my house. I got an awful dyke chop. And I had some undiagnosed mental illness, so I was rewatching Gilmore Girls really religiously and escaping into it. And I know all these episodes by heart. I've seen them over and over again, but this screenshot comes from a video of me watching the final episode, which I'd seen before, going like this. And when parts that were too awkward for me would happen, I would take a lap around my house. And so it took over my life, and I needed more. So I re-downloaded Wattpad in September of 2020, probably to read porn or something, but then I found Gilmore Girls fan fiction. This is a Snapchat. I documented everything on Snapchat back then. This is a Snapchat from the first fan fiction I ever read. Ready? I just spent 2.5 hours reading a 25 chapter Gilmore Girls fan fiction. And you know what? I enjoyed it. I very much loved how they continued the storyline, and their writing style matched the show. It almost made me forget about the terrible revival. Yeah, so the worst thing about this is that I started reading fan fiction in high school. That's humiliating. I was reading this fan fiction so obsessively. I would read it all the time when I was supposed to be working on schoolwork and when I was supposed to be in my online classes. I would submit pictures of blank pages to my math class as tests because I spent the whole class reading fan fiction instead of cheating. And something you need to know about Gilmore Girls is that in the revival, Rory and Logan are still kind of seeing each other, but he's engaged to another woman. So much cheating. And then the last line of the revival is Rory telling her mother that she's pregnant.
Oh, yeah.
And so most of these fan fictions took place after this 2016 revival, so it was dealing with Rory's pregnancy and subsequent romance to Logan Huntsberger, which took over my entire life. And subsequently, I started to act as if I was about to be pregnant, because I'm Rory Gilmore, hello. So I started to limit my caffeine intake. I'd have 1 cup of coffee in the morning and then I'd be like, no, because 2's bad for the baby, just 1. Every time I'd lean over to tie my shoes, I'd be like, thank God I can still see my ankles. Not for long. And in the show, Rory is a nickname of her mother's name, Lorelai. I'd be like, okay, so I'm gonna have the baby, and her name will be Charlotte, obviously, and she'll go by Charlie because that's the nickname of Charlotte. And then the middle name, I guess like I just have to find out something because they don't really talk about Rory's middle name, so I'll have to figure that one out on my own. And then these stories were usually written by middle-aged women also who had who had watched the show in the past, so they had kids. So they would describe birth and what it's like to have a child, which led me to be so obsessed with the fact that when you have a baby, it loves you unconditionally and you don't have to do anything. And I would fantasize about having a baby and the skin-to-skin contact thing that they kept describing where it just looks at you like you're God and it loves you. And I was also reading this and I really didn't like my life, I didn't like what was going on. And so whenever they would talk about Rory getting an epidural for labor, I'd be like, I'd have to stop reading because I was so jealous that I wasn't being drugged out of my stuff. And then I took it a step farther and I started exploiting real children. Summer after my sophomore year, I took a nannying job for this really rich family. And this was their youngest daughter, Lila. And she was so cute. She was actually not the one I was mainly taking care of. I was mainly taking care of her older sister who was a bitch and pooped on the floor. But I loved Lila, okay? All of these fan fictions describe Rory and Logan's baby as having messy blonde hair and blue eyes. So I posted this to my private story. Tell me this isn't Rory and Logan's baby. Tell me it isn't. You can't. And so a thing about fan fiction is usually if a lot of fan fiction is being done about the same thing, there's some universal truths. So one of the universal truths in these fan fictions was that Rory would name her baby Lane and go by Laney. I started calling this baby Laney. That's not her name. I'd be holding her around the house and I'd be like, shh, oh my God, I'm Rory Gilmore. I'm Rory Gilmore. And she's a real baby with real feelings. So that wasn't really my best move, I'd say. But isn't she just so cute? I miss her so bad. And so I have read over 3,000 fan fictions about Rogan or Sophie's, if you're into the ship names, across 3 platforms. First Wattpad, then AO3, then fanfiction.net, which had stuff from 2005. And I read it so passionately that I also got into a feud with a 4-year-old woman who also read everything that I was reading. Her name was December Jeffries. I once learned that she's a Scorpio, and she's such a cunt. And she was such a bitch. I'd be like, wow, I love this story, and I loved your take on Rory's relationship to her father. You're so stupid! Blah, blah, blah! That's what she'd be like. It was annoying as fuck. But I was so into it, and I lasted up until, like, on my 16th birthday, I was like, I'm gonna get pregnant. I was quarantined and a lesbian. So, thankfully, I've grown. I've read other fan fictions. Des and Lexi from Euphoria, Spider-Man one time. I dabbled in some real people fan fiction, which is kind of like ethically gray. But I've also been to therapy and I've been medicated, so I don't act like this anymore. But I can't fully tell you guys that it gets better because this is my current screen time.
Tell me to, if you need me to be with you. It's over there, Charlotte.
Lovely to meet you. What brings you here? Treatment?
I've been told I'm a danger to others. I don't really get why.
And what sort of behavior leads to people saying this?
Well, my dog ate my necklace, and it was wrapped around her guts, and so she needed this extensive surgery to get it out. And so for free, I just killed her and then got my necklace back. But my family didn't really see the benefit of it. They just got more upset when they found out it wasn't an accident like I originally told them.
And it didn't feel like wrong to kill your dog?
Well, it's a dog. I'm not like a murderer.
Okay. Why did you lie to them originally?
Well, they'd freak out. I don't want to deal with them freaking out.
Do your emotions feel like they shift quickly, would you say?
No, I don't really get emotions. I don't really get the idea of feelings. My family thinks I'm a literal psychopath.
Wow. So to me it sounds like you have an extreme case of borderline personality.
Borderline?
Yes. Actually, I'm gonna put you on an IV drip of lithium. You can't function without it. I don't know how you made it this far.
Doesn't sound right.
Hello? 911? Yeah, I need you to pick up this girl. She's about 1 second away from killing herself. I'm back. Showering, right? Wasting the world. Well, someone needs to figure out these freaking curtains. There's a huge gap. Okay. Guys, have you ever noticed the 408 curtains and how terrible they are? This happens in every show. This happens in every show. You watch people rustle around in the curtains during the show. Anyway, I'm here to talk about showering. Yeah, wasting the world's limited drinking water to clean yourself of your body's natural state of being. What if we ripped out our liver a few times a week? It does regenerate. And then got pissed when it grew back. And what if I told you that's how I thought about sweat? Yeah? All right. Who here thinks they have the record for longest time of not having showered in the room? Right? I want to see hands.
Maybe.
What you got, Ori?
I don't know, probably a week at summer camp or
A week?
something.
Yes?
Probably 2 weeks.
Okay, Betty?
Maybe up to a month.
A month? Okay, so none of you guys are adventurous? No. Okay, my PR, or personal record, for those of you who aren't gym bros like myself, is a month, too. Crazy, right? How disgusting. Psych! 7 weeks. 7 weeks. Ew! I'm not a pussy! It's all or nothing, baby. Okay? I dropped out of college at the 2-week mark, and then proceeded to spend an additional 5 weeks sitting on my mom's couch doing absolutely nothing, including showering. I actually have no recollection of what happened in those 5 weeks. It's like they never happened. The only memories I do have of that time is the way your body starts to feel when you're on week 7 of no showering. So I'm going to tell you about that, since I'm sure most of you are not inclined to try it yourself. Yes? The first thing that probably comes to mind is, for most people, is the smell. But surprisingly, the smell stops getting worse after about a week. So that's an easy one to try at home. What does get much worse over time is the itchiness. That's right. At first, it's just the sweatier areas. I'm talking pits, privates, scalp, etc. But it spreads. And eventually, even your arms are itchy. This might bother the average person enough to, shower. And it did bother me enough to whine about it to my family, but not enough to make me change my lifestyle. A lot of these effects could have been mediated by changing my clothes in the non-showering period. Unfortunately, that was too big an ask as well. Clothes get much stinkier than your actual body does, so that certainly compounded the effect of the smell. So if you do decide to try this for yourself, change your underwear. The worst side effect of not showering, however, is how rude people are to you about it. Once you hit like the 1 week mark, people treat you like you're a stray who needs to be coaxed into acting civilized. This feels like too low a benchmark to me. Okay, I vote for 1 month before we start trying to TNR human beings. All this being said, you may be wondering why I didn't shower. Good question. Reason number one, I hate getting wet. Reason number 2, I hate getting naked. Reason number 3, I hate simultaneously getting wet and naked. So, kind of my nightmare scenario. When one's mental condition starts to deteriorate, the most inconvenient tasks are the first to go, and for me, that's showering. Even today, I struggle to make myself do it. I have to bribe myself by playing little songs and giving myself a treat afterwards. Obviously, I did eventually shower. Hello, clean. After 5 weeks of rotting on my mom's couch, I got put on a flight to Texas for residential treatment, and rather than knocking people out whenever I moved, I decided to shower. But the real truth is I had to look my best, just in case there were any baddies in treatment. Stay clean, kids. Or don't. I personally don't prefer to rip out my own liver.
Dad, it's your turn.
Was that good?
Dean, will you hurry up?
I don't plan to get in any sort of rush for my ex-wife.
All right. Well, so I told Jeremy the other day, well, I bet you hate me so much. I'm just the worst mother in the world, right? I'm so bad.
Okay, then how did the vase break?
Well, I threw it at him, more so at the wall. I threw it at the wall. I couldn't help myself. I was so angry.
6 of cards. I don't know how the fuck to play cards, and I'm 98 years old.
But what we do know is how to be mentally ill.
What the heck do you mean mentally ill? I think you mean haunted by the devil's demons, and if you pray enough, it'll go away.
Don't you pray every night, woman?
The Lord works in mysterious ways.
He sure does, like how he gave me you.
Yeah, that was rude.
Well, Deb, stop being a bitch. My name's Ivan!
What?
My name's Ivan!
What?
I'm old as shit and I live life without sin!
Wow!
My wife is dead!
Yeah!
I'm rolling bread!
Yeah, he does!
I'm a farmer all alone on my homestead! My father, yeah, he was pretty cold until I didn't do as I was told. He rocked my shit, boom, with his fist. I was hit way more than I was kissed. Did that affect me?
Yes!
No, it did not! The Lord bless me and keep thee. It's getting hot. My dad was Satan. Yes, he made me hate myself. I projected on my daughter. Now she hates herself.
It sounds like you had trauma that's like unresolved, and maybe we could get you into some
Therapy? Fuck therapy! Improving mental health is heresy. We're old as shit. We'll never quit. My problems are your problems, and you're fine with it.
My name is Deb.
What?
My name is
During a silly episode, I was 20 and far from God. A guy named Dean who had a joke. We had sex even though he's kind of odd. Well, I got pregnant and had a boy. Let's say we got married first. That's when I lost all my joy and started to think my marriage was cursed. Tried to have another kid. I get really mad and throw some shit. But get some help. Heaven forbid, fuck my kids up, but I can't admit.
You're showing some signs of bipolar disorder. Have you tried,
Therapy? Fuck therapy! Improving mental health is heresy! We're old as shit! We'll never quit! My problems are your problems and you're fine with it!
My name is Dean.
What?
My name is Dean.
What?
I've got a hoarding problem, but I'm really clean.
Huh?
My parents died. We're pretty young. They own some land. I wanted some. I thought I deserved it, but my brother stole it. So when I got a house, you know I had to fill it. But everything has to be my way. My marriage sucked, yet I still had play.
Oh.
Cheated with the neighbor. My wife Deb found out. Had to sign some papers. What's the fuss all about? Now I'm old and I've got a bachelor pad. My kids owe me, duh, cause I'm their dad. 10 rooms just here for storing stuff, but if you drop a crumb, I'll freak the fuck out!
It sounds like you might have